Let's knock her out.
Oh, will you fucking stop?
Yes. Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? The 6-foot assassin with the roughneck business. Float like gravity. Never had a cavity. Got more rhymes with the water's got stamp.
Cause you're gonna need a wheelchair. Then I mean with the overkill. Smash your baby face with a steel chair. The square circle, you'll get killed there. Black and blue when you turn it purple, leaking red when it's spilled there. Ain't Bill Fair catching heat with the crowd. Just another vicious heel down the cheat and he's proud. Hear the screams when the...
That's right. Down to cheat and he's proud. So heels over strong all day long, man. Good to be back here after Thanksgiving week. Crazy time, obviously. I'm super thankful for all of the HMG staff that were able to make it out to 2CW, and for all those who weren't able to. I'm thankful for them too. And you guys hopefully had a good time kicking it, doing what you do with your families or enjoying food and this time of harvest season. So it snowed. I'm not ready for any of that bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. But it's a real business season when you are in retail, and doesn't matter if it's cannabis or anything else when it comes to the Black Friday and now Green Wednesday, as they've made that the new cannabis hallmark holiday and the Cousins Walk. So a lot going on in Ravens Joint all this week, all the way through today with big deals going down. We can't even say deals. We have to say bundles, and the verbiage is very strict in regulation, but great job by my sales team. And I'm, very happy to be doing business all the way through New Year. It's going to be hardcore, and we're going to get hardcore here today, man. Maybe shove some little kids around, but it's the man from the fast track. He's always on the fast track out there. Art of the B to the V. How's it going, buddy?
Brother, it's good to be back with you. You say there's so much going on. We've had some personal projects. We've had the holidays, but it's been a minute since we've been here in the Monday locker room. So it is especially great to be back with you, Ben. And kind of is, our comment there. Props to Ben. The Godfather segment at 2CW was a masterclass. Talked down to the marks, kick the hoe train, face painting. That's a great lead in, because I was thinking about you, Ben. What you've had going on these last couple weeks. You were shutting down hoes, dealing with pimps, and moving a whole lot of weed.
Yeah.
In the 90s, that's total gangster, straight gangster. And in 2025, that's straight businessman.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, obviously in the Jerry Springer area, when you think about, there's always going to be hoes. It's the fucking world's oldest profession, right? Like, it ain't going to change. But, one thing I should have done at the end, and I looked back in hindsight, I got a Kama Mustafa joke in at the end, because I was just thinking of Islam, and I should have said something about Epstein Island and all the hoes are where they belong and on Epstein Island, and gone home with that would have been a lot stronger. But I was in the moment, and hindsight, I can always rewrite. You can always rewrite improv like that would have killed, like, and it probably would have, but a stronger go home. But yeah, man, thank you for that sentiment. La muerte Florencia, death of Florence. I don't know. Yeah, it was. Thank you for 5 minutes of masterclass. I guess make it half short and twice strong, and stooge it off like the strippers canceled last minute. There were going to be hoes, and I can take what's given to me and make something out of it. It's more heat for me to cancel because it's Riyadh season, the women, but I had 2 burkas ready to go, and the scene should have been 2 wives with me, 2 chicks with him, and the way it would have ended was been similar, me down, but getting stomped out, and then the chicks with burkas take them off, and they're hoes and they're hot chicks. But really, it would have been more about sexual trafficking. That's my point of like what was, Bishop Don Magic Wand and what his gimmick is built off of in the 90s and where we stand now. The fact that I could have done a whole thing on sex trafficking, and I saw Godfather at Epstein Island. The work can handle anything. if you committed to the bit and you understand the climate of what was and what is now. It's fun, but to go out and hammer that crowd on Snap and EBT out of the gate while they're chanting USA. I love that shit. I'm not gonna lie. So, because it's truth in comedy and it gets a real reaction, because I know it cuts to the fucking bone, and thank you for that sentiment. And hopefully I did my master's proud. Like you said, Rip will be proud. I'm going this week on Thursday to the city to see TJ and Dave play in Soho at the theater there. And I can't wait because it really, really recharges me, because those guys to me are the Jedi masters of what I try and learn from and take from and make my performance inspired by, because I can't even say that I can do what they can do at that level, because to me they're the best on the planet, and to be honest with you. So, and a lot of top actors, bro, and two times ago when I saw him there, to the right of my wife, 2 seats over, is Michael Shannon, who I consider to be one of the top 3 actors on the planet, to be honest with you, with Daniel Day-Lewis, and then maybe Vincent D'Onofrio, but I also like John Turturro as well. So there's very few actors, and like those are the guys that are coming to see TJ and Dave, because they know that those guys are the truth. So I'm excited to see that and recharge and connect with my other mentors, because they're supporters of me, but they have to do it in a different way than how Rip is. But I'm glad to be able to bring what I know from them to CW and recreate that real magic. And everybody delivered, every segment delivered, and it wasn't trying to remake the true magic. It was the true deal. It was true CW. So thank you, man. And to get to do something with a Godfather, like that's kind of my spot in 2CW. I'm the Legends guy. I talent handle them and I work with them and make sure they're safe and respected, and it's worked out all right with Piper, with Jake Roberts, with fucking Tracy Smothers, with Hacksaw, with Sergeant Slaughter, and
Hacksaw, Slaughter.
Yeah, and now the Godfather. So it's an honor after being retired to get to come and do this stuff.
Can you tell me about that? About putting together the segment with him? Did he, hey, what do you want to do here, brother? Did he have some ideas? How did that kind of play out between the two of you? And then, as you said, have to go on a last minute pivot when the Buffalo Hose cancel on you.
Yeah, but that's like, okay, we play a game called very basic improv, red ball, green ball, blue ball, whatever you want it to be, where I pass something to you and you say, I go, here, red ball, and you say, thank you, red ball. The bottom line is you're accepting something and I'm thanking you for it. So if something gets thrown my way, I just take it and accept it and add it in. So you can put the spin on anything. So if it's Riyadh season, there's not going to be any scantily clad women. If there's any women, they're going to be completely covered. There'll be no breast showing. And like last night, they pinned guys on Riyadh season on a big graphic that said Riyadh season on it, So, I mean, I know my audience, and even if it goes over some of their heads, it's going to hit some of them right in the throat, because they have to. So that cancellation was great for me. And Godfather was pumped. He goes, brother, that's going to get real heat because they want to see the chicks. I go, I know, so we turned, you make lemon, you get lemons and you make lemonade out of it, right? Chicken salad, chicken shit, whatever. It's like, I'll stooge it. It's fine. It's the locker room. He doesn't know me from Adam, so I don't have to like act like it was anything, but like I walked up to him, in the back and I I go, I think we're working together tonight, sir. My name's Ben. And he's like, working. I'm not working no match. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything physical. I've had 2 knee replacements, a hip replacement. I'm like, oh, fuck. I go, I don't think we don't have to do anything physical. I mean, entertaining together. And he's like, I haven't been told anything. I was like, okay, like, which is standard for a legend to jump on an indie guy to be like, let me test him and do whatever. And like, what do you mean I got a match? Like, I can understand that. I come with a peace offering from Raven's Joint because I know he's the godfather, right? Some Canacure's finest. And you back off the situation. Like, I've introduced myself. That was kind of our first interaction. Let OG do what he's got to do, And he's like, we'll put something together, which is always the way it is with all of them. All those guys I just mentioned, they're all like that. And in the first interaction, because they don't know me, or else, they're like Matt Hardy, and they do because we worked together before at 2CW, and they clocked the podcasts, right? So regardless, it was kind of a stiff, like, first introduction. Go check him out 30 minutes later after OG had his fucking, Canacures. Completely different dude. Big teddy bear. I was thinking, what if we do that? And I'm like, yeah, man. I go, that's absolutely perfect. And then he goes, and I'll step over the top rope. I go, you just told me you got a bad hip and double knee replacements. Dude, he can move, bro. Like, gives me 2 kicks, front buckle, shoots me back into the corner, Godfather splash, flare flop, and I'm out, right? And the physicality, easy enough. I couldn't believe how fast he can kick, and he stepped right over that top rope, bro. Like, serious business. I mean, he's a gigantic dude, but like, I'm thinking to myself, like, if I had hip and knee replacements, bro, I don't know if I'd be stepping over the goddamn top rope. He did it with ease. I mean, he's done it thousands of times, but still, moved A+, looks great still. And once the rest of the night, we were best buddies, bullshitting out back, and we're in the circle with Cheech and the rest of the homeboys, and just bullshitting in the locker room, how it is. But that's how most interactions go when the draw is with the boys. You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be that pecking order. And in this mafia, what it is. Me, I just sat back most of the rest of the night in the locker room and observed, because it was beautiful to see a locker room with 20-year vets. And then there's guys like who've been there, Moose, and, it was Santana's first time. And he even told Josh, like, man, when I was coming up, you guys were coming up, and I kept hearing about it, but I never came through. I go, I wish him and Mike Skyros killed it in the main event. He goes, I wish I would have, had my career here. He goes, yeah, we would have got you over, bro. Like, and I'll stooge this. There's a former 2CW champion who's in WWE right now on the injury list, who right after the show got the stooge report and goes, I'm coming to the next one. I don't give a fuck. Like, so that's the level of
who that is.
Yeah. So, they talk about it on podcasts. Like, there's just something about it, that original ECW energy. There really is no, and I'm not trying to shit on GCW or anybody else. They have their loyal fans, and they do great by them, and yada yada. I'm glad they're drawing, like, anybody can get a shot, and it's a better spotlight. So I'm not saying that, but nobody can do what 2CW does. Then capture the original ECW energy. Sure, they make their moments and what it is, but it's just the region, my guy. It's just when you're a hometown Syracuse to Buffalo through, in Rochester, like, that's Hellcats territory. But when you really rep upstate, it's a different monster, and it kind of goes down to that Philly mentality too. So those guys that came from Canada, those guys that came from the Midwest, from Ohio, Sammy Callahan's, the Briscoes, the Bucks to come all the way from Cali, like, dude, those guys are endeared because of that. And then when guys like Moose and Matt Hardy come back, they're bragging it up to Jeff. This is the place. Like, we out promoted everybody else on that Hardy Party tour that they went on. And I know they killed it everywhere. I'm super happy to see them making money on their own. Like that's crazy. Like they have 3-hour signings and shit. That 2CW out promoted everybody just based on how nuts our fan base is. And we've been closed for 10 years.
Can you talk about that, the promotion, what Josh, what he was dedicated to putting into this thing? I know you guys ran commercials on local Raw. You were all over, you have the traditional style, obviously the internet and all that. I mean, what kind of went into this commitment, from Josh, from the team, Strangler, everybody on down, just to say, hey, we're back and we're back big for this build?
I don't know if we're back big. Like,
that was going to be a follow-up question. Did he satisfy the itch, or is it, hey, baby,
what are you supposed to do when, you're never out? You're never out, right? And I've been busting his balls. I was like, Hack's looking good. Looks like you got a new world champ and everything, He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to make a 48-year-old world champ. He goes, but then he even stops himself. He goes, well, there's 2 of them on Raw, so I guess so. You know what I mean? Like, he ribbed himself in that one. But that's what it is, bro. It's like, you can bring out Strangler Steve. He's going to fucking command the troops right in the trenches. Josh walks around like the Godfather, and people come and whisper to him. He's not doing anything more than overseeing and go and sending runners to do shit. And all the runners are 20-year vets. It's not kids, you know what I mean? So everybody is just like, you're fighting a seasoned army of fucking guys who know what they got to do, from merch table with Studley Steve and his wife to Striz running the show and making Kid Trades and the rest of them, making sure the sound and everything is done. Me, talent handling, backstage, making sure shit's right or whatever's got to be done, right? Crowd control. So, because all I got to do is cut a heel promo and I'll move a crowd right the fuck out. I just start yelling at them. So all that's going on, man, but it's 10 years later. But then you have a killer show and you got guys like Santana and Jeff Hardy wanting to come back. When are you doing another one? And then you got Steen on the phone going, I'm going to be there. And that was without, dude, that whole show, I'm not trying to shit on it because it was obviously a great experience to have all the HMG cats there. But originally there was these radio guys that wanted to book the big arena in Watertown, which is 2,500. And this held 750 and it was standing room only, So like it was supposed to originally be bigger and to have all AEW guys. But then they had a show that weekend, so the edict came down. We couldn't. So that's why we had great Impact guys from Moose, the Rascals, Rich Swan, like one after another of guys who can just fucking do their thing and hit home runs with it. So they were all pumped, but the reality is we haven't even scratched the surface of what it could be with AEW. I mean, of who's over there, from the Bucks to Dalton Castle, of guys who are made in 2CW. They exist at that high level because of Josh, and Josh never rubs it in their face. He's the biggest no seller of all time. And that's why guys only really talk about him as a top promoter, because everybody else is a carny goof trying to, really. And that's fine, because that's the business. I'm not trying to, like I said, shit on other promotions. There's a difference in what we do there.
That is awesome, man. As you said, though, a lot of the Hameen Army got to go up there. Great to see the pictures, everybody getting together to watch you do your magic there.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. And like, could have got over, let's just say I could have got over in 3 minutes, and I took 5, but I really could have got over in 3 minutes if I needed to. And I was thinking about that with those girls, and sure, this isn't AEW on a pay-per-view or on camera, but that is if there is a masterclass point to what I do and what I say, of half short, twice strong, which is just the jizzer, or, keep editing, keep doing whatever, and stripping it down to the bare bones of a scene, there's probably 2 or 3 lines I could have taken out there and shaved even more. Not like I was there to shave time, but like that segment stood out on a 9-segment show, and it was only 5 minutes, and it was entertainment with just a little violence. I won't bullshit though. I took that fucking whip into the back turnbuckle and that hoe train. Next day, 2 hours, I'm on the floor trying to get my back into place. Fucking, I worked 9 months hard, 10 months hard to get to ready because I knew this shit was coming and I wanted to not be, looking like a slop bucket and or being able to do what I needed to do. I didn't know. My original plan was to be in a shitty 6 match. I won't say with who, but like, that was also kind of my spot in 2CW. But just even that, bro, as soon as I hit that back buckle, I felt my back fucking, I would go, God damn it. He was there. He actually hit me how I like to be hit. Like, he goes, he was like, did I stiff you too hard? And I was like, no, that's exactly what I like. And Flair flopping out, easy enough.
Very, very, very cool. Well, I guess we're all going to just have to wait on the edge of our seats to see what the next big announcement is, to see if 2CW is actually back. If you guys come up with a big announcement. But, hey, since then, every time I've talked to you, man, you've been running yourself ragged. You guys have just been slammed, moving that product up there at Ravens Joint. You said the big season is here. I know you've been, like I said, every time I talk to you, you're out on the road delivering or doing something with it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Like I said, that Green Wednesday is a big day with promotions, with brands to be out in the stores to give away swag and, get their brand over so people try their stuff. That's the main thing is, okay, you like Dank and their weed is fire, right? Like, okay, have you tried Nanticoke and their person's there giving away a beanie or a lanyard or a lighter or, you can do on their license joints for a penny, like you buy an eighth, you get a joint from them for a penny or whatever it is, right? So there's all that kind of going on for what they call the cousins walk, which is getting your cousins together on Thanksgiving Day to go outside and smoke a bone, so they've really started with a heavy promotion. So now it's kind of the 3rd or 4th biggest day in cannabis of the year, behind probably 419 for 420 weekend. And then usually Christmas right around the 22nd or 23rd is crazy. And then July 4th when everyone goes to camp. So those are some of the biggest ones. But this now is going to become part of cannabis legacy.
What are, all right, so with the growing industry there and it across the country, I know everything regulations and it can be different region to region for what are the trends though. But like, where's the hype? What is the direction? What are some of the big outlooks here going into the holiday season? Is there any different like product developments? I know we regularly, with cannabis, I know we really talk about like the infusion with food, things like that. So are there any certain strategies that you guys are looking at here are going to be pushing?
Well, our strategy just in our store is to work with as many New York operators that are true cultivator farm to table as possible, because that's kind of the original effort of the program. There are multi-state operators, and there's a question here about that. What's my opinion on Stizzy? Their white bag outdoor is better than their gray greenhouse or black indoor. I ask because they're out in New York as well as Cali. People seem to be. So Stizzy, allegedly, I don't carry them, but they got in trouble for doing exactly that, bringing Cali weed to New York, acting like it was grown in New York. Then they got exposed and their product gets taken off the shelves. Now they've got bad brand name. The weed might have been fire, but they just like the program's strict. So if you're dealing with somebody who's going F the program, what else are they capable of? Right now they're putting me at a liability, and I might have just paid them 10 grand for their fucking product, and then they get busted and I got to take it off the shelf. Now it's got to sit in quarantine till I can hopefully get my money back from them, but they might have cashed the check and gone, sorry, we're in arbitration with them. Like, that's why even mess with out of state operators? Their weed may be fire, but I'm not, I'm a locker room guy. I see these things coming. You know, I trust my gut as a businessman, and that's why I didn't have Stizzy on my shelf. I do have like Rove and heavy hitters and brass knuckles, but we may be phasing some of them out because I don't want to deal with that bullshit. I want to insulate myself, and I use that as my marketing strategy of going, you know what? I don't let out of state operators come in here and take over my shop. I'm here. I'm lucky to be a mom and pop. I'm going to support mom and pop cultivators. And I can tell the story of that cultivator of it's a woman owned business. It's a Latino owned business. New York Finca, the guy hustled his ass off. Edmund, one of the first guys through my door to try and get his product on my shelf. And now he went from 18 stores to probably 120. And that's him going across the state, right? Like, of course, I'm going to try and tell that guy's story over a brand that's in Cali, Vegas, because those sales dudes come through my door and go, we're in Oklahoma, we're in like, they think they're getting over with me. They're burying themselves with me because now I know that you're probably going to try and sneak some out-of-state product through instead of doing what you're supposed to do, which is go find a local grower, buy, have your shit sent to High Peaks or Heirloom. They make your vapes for you, and then you put your sticker on there as your brand name. All you're really selling is your brand name. But instead, they sit on this product that's in Oklahoma, that's in Cali, that they ship out here on the kayfabe, and then they re-sticker it, acting like they're not going to get caught. Well, of course, once your secret gets out, like those who are doing it right are going to stooge on you, right? And then shit hits the fan, but they probably go, you know what? Who gives a fuck? Because we already sold X amount, and the lawsuit's only going to end in this, and you know, A plus B equals C, just like the equation in Fight Club when he's talking about the car insurance shit. And if it doesn't cost them more, of course they're going to do some shady shit. It's the drug business, you know? So that's a whole nother reason why I don't want them in our shop, and that we can say we're definitely in support of the New York program and mom and pop cultivators who can do it better than somebody doing it on a big scale. Just because you sling crazy weight doesn't impress me. You know what I mean? I can actually get small batch shit sold quicker than I can having a big supply of stuff, you know? So.
Right.
But
always interesting. Always interesting to just to learn and hear about, you know, the strategies inside such a growing business, a different dynamic than what we've ever seen here in this country. But Ben, since it's been a few weeks since we've been here inside the Monday Locker Room, there are a few of the bigger news stories that have been making the rounds in professional wrestling. I don't think I know you and MSG did a Friday Locker Room 2 weeks ago, so you missed last week. So a few of the headlines from last week I wanted to touch on. And I guess maybe one of the biggest, it's a head scratcher for me. And I get, you know, TMZ, they're trying to do the shock. And they said a number of things in the interview. They were on with a comedian's name that escapes me that also does a bunch of stuff on Netflix. But Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, when they did the sit down.
Yeah, on Bert Kreischer's show.
Yeah, Kreischer's, yeah, on Bert's show. And they're looking for that shock and you know, it's the comedy spots there. That, you know, they're talking about, you know, people flicking them off in their Prius. Seth saying, you know, some people are just in WWE for
their Prius, their Cybertruck.
Oh, their Cybertruck. Becky putting down working with Lacey Evans, you know, coming off of a big WrestleMania. But the biggest one that jumped out to me, and for everybody really, is Becky talking about a male wrestler who would blackball talent for one, sleeping with them or not sleeping with them in either case. I hear this. If I'm TKO, then I am furious. What is the point? I mean, this is not a good look. I know it was before you owned it, but this is still one of your properties and not a positive image or a conversation you want anyone to be having.
Yeah, and you're trying to get into Hollywood, and Hollywood's doing this same shit. So you're gonna stooge on them too, or you're gonna play the game, I guess. And this is, you know, breaking code and feeling comfortable or like really wanting to bury somebody because she's been around this shit for a long time, you know? And I don't know. It's interesting with her husband sitting right there, because the heat is going to come down, because there's going to be, just like this, shows that talk about it and say, who is it? And figure it out. Is it Batista? Is it Jericho? Is it like, I've heard it on other shows already, right? Like, no need to rehash that and try and play fucking the guess who game flipping down
Right.
of sex offenders, right? Like, is it Ace? Is it like, no, it doesn't matter. You're talking about a culture of quid pro quo, casting couch, Vince McMahon era. If that's how he's leading with 19 NDAs, what do you expect? To prove that you're an over guy, that you would do anything, is to show that you're a sexually dysfunction fuckhead. Meanwhile, these girls maybe tricked themselves into really believing that the women's evolution revolution was a real thing and nothing more than a Me Too marketing scam. Like, that's all it was. And I put this tweet out as I only watched 32 minutes of fucking abortion of Survivor Series. There should be no show where you book multiple War Games, Elimination Chamber, or Royal Rumbles. What does that mean? He's being sexist. They shouldn't. Here's what it means. Those matches are special. They are the draw. If you do them more than once, now they don't mean anything. That is what the gimmick of the pay-per-view is. If you want to have the girls one, fine. That's the only one you have. Don't tell me of like, oh, it's because they do a shitty job. Yeah, they do a shitty job. They do act like they're over and they can do nothing wrong because we had to go through some bullshit DEI movement of, see, the girls can do it too. Give them an equal shot and they can pull it off. That's not the point. I'm talking as a booker and as a fucking businessman who's trying to sell a product. You just fucking cut the quality of your product in half by doing that and dumbed it down, and now it's not special anymore. It's no longer blue magic. It's no longer the fucking Heisenberg special. It's some other watered down shit. To do what? Go, see, we were progressive too. When the girls have botch after botch after botch after ridiculous spot just to go, see, girls are just as good as boys. No, girls are a feature on the card. Not of like, can we trust each other? There's nothing leading up to this match of putting them in a cage to do silly weapon spots and look goofy and wait for high spots that never come and are just cringeworthy. Like, is that what you're really sacrificing your show for, to show that you're a progressive-minded company because we can never go back on Becky calling herself the Man? But then she'll go out on a Bert Kreischer show, mark out because she's in the mainstream, and throw your whole fucking locker room under the bus and expose all the carny shit to get herself over. But we're supposed to go, these girls should be in a match. No, they shouldn't. They should not be in this match at all. Not because just that they're fucking rotten, which they are, because this match kills the entire pay-per-view of building to why we should be having War Games with guys with grudges in it. Like, the gaslighting from the online community of the man versus woman argument is bullshit surface misdirection of what the true argument is of, I'm a wrestling booker and I understand that this match is special and what sells the pay-per-view, and I'm not going to fucking water it down by having a shitty version that I make you sit through until we get to a possible shitty version that I then make you sit through with the men. Like, it's fucking idiotic. There is no argument aside from the surface level IWC lefty fucking Me Too poison mind retards that want to shift the conversation away from how you actually book a show, because they don't know fuck all about that. How could they? They've never done it.
Well, the one point with Becky actually going out there making those statements, if I'm TKO, I appear, I mean, she should be getting punished for this, throwing the company, the brand under the bus. And
what
even
value does she have, bro? They're stepping on her face in the match. She's going, oh, like her spots are cringeworthy. Her promos are awful. That was the other thing.
She's not good at all. I mean, there's a number of angles we can go with that.
From that show, and I'm going to go off on Russo brand with this, so I'll save some of that. But for Master Shoot. But that show, she also said that she went to clown college and then she went to Columbia for acting school. She went to acting school? Dude, whoever that professor, did you go to class? That's my first question. Did you go to class? And if you did, whoever that professor is needs to have their tenure revoked and fucking evicted out of their office this week.
It reminds me,
dude,
remember the episode of King of the Hill where Bobby goes to clown
school?
college? The ha-ha, Bobby, the ha-ha.
I would at least appreciate that. Bro, I watched in her performance, her grounding herself by having to lean on the ropes because of her energy is all over the place. The happy feet back and forth, catch breaths, licking her lips, riding the horse, I call it, when you do thigh slaps, because you have these, there's 6 or 7 terrible basic acting 101 fucking traits that she had for a decade that she's just getting over now in this year. Not last year, she was still doing it when she left with the kid. Before, like right before that, all the time in her whole career up to that was basic 101 8-week anywhere acting lessons would have absolved that, bro. And I'm seeing the copy from this show saying she went to Columbia. I'm fucking, I'd ask for my money back, really, to be honest with you, bro. Or charge her double, because that is unreal that that she believes her performance is up here.
You know, to make maybe a side comparison there, so it doesn't, because everyone immediately, when you say there shouldn't be 2 organs, well, the girls say no. I mean, it's basically the same. Hammer's over in the chat right now, shared some of his insight there. It'd be like if you and Hammer back in the day were on the same show together. You don't want to go out and work the same match. You want to stand out. You want to be different. And that's where women's wrestling falls short here. Everything has to be, we have to be the guys. We can do it just like, no, that's not the case. You're not the guys. You can't do those things.
You actually want to know
what makes you stand out. Find what makes you special.
They weren't in a big love angle or anything. They kind of had mutual respect because they were both badass beer drinkers. But Hammer worked with ODB. And it was like, you know, half fucking redneck sexy plus taboo in the South. You know what I mean? But they were both just fucking, it's not like you're going to feminize ODB, right? Like, she's going to be and do what she does, and he's going to do what they do, bro. Like
Hammer might have been the more feminine one in that.
Maybe, man. When old dirty wants, old dirty gets. You know, so that was a unique relationship, but both characters played it to the height of what they were supposed to be. And there was a lot of subtext in there too, just for, you know, where it was and what the time, man. So he definitely would know. But with AJ Lee and Becky Lynch and like watching AJ Lee is supposed to look like what? What's she supposed to look like? A 12-year-old at age 38? How old is she? So now we have pedophile undertones, but then they're on these shows going, yeah, fucking dudes were saying fuck us. And like, because that what she's really exposing is the dark side of wrestling, that these girls are, for the lack of a better term, on the road to be girlfriends for the boys. And they know that. And no one says anything because we all want to be sexy and we all want to get paid. And fucking then when their time starts to come due, they jump into bed with somebody else who's more over and try and trap them and get hooks in them to get them married. And now you're more over. And these are carny ass marriages that usually don't last unless you've already proven that you are a fucking weird adultering fucking person who doesn't give a shit about open relationships. Like, And now what are you? You're some kind of weird carny yourself, but you're supposed to go out there and espouse like virtue and family and all that shit, right? When you're getting pissed off, you're a worker and you're getting pissed off about being flipped off in your fucking Tesla truck, and you're going to stooge that you're fucking having nervous breakdowns, or you're in the ring chanting, no offense, Rick, therapy and things like that. I'm supposed to believe in these larger than life heroes and truly relate to them. Like, I don't want to relate to a 38-year-old woman who wears fucking clothing like a 12-year-old and skips to the ring. I want nothing to do with that. There is no connection for me there except going, what the fuck is she? These are mental patients that they're putting on TV.
I agree. I mean, it should have been when she came back. It should have been, this is where I've been. I'm an entrepreneur. I've written books. I'm a top seller. I've done all these other things. This is how you go from a girl to a woman. And we just went backwards with her. And I didn't see this one. I'm kind of interested to look this thing up. I think Brantley was the one that mentioned it over the chat. I don't know if you've seen this, because since Thursday, my life has just been consumed by football. It's by far the better product for storytelling and characters and all that. But Brantley saying there's even some pervos out there that took to the AI of him and AJ kissing, which looks. But yeah, that's who you're appealing to. That's who you're trying to pitch to here. And with and what was it, Beast that always says? It's you play to the height of your audience. So that this is the height of your audience. This is the height of this audience. This is why this product is so bad.
It's interesting that you say that, because I say you play to the height of the character's intelligence, but you play to the height of your audience's intelligence, but then you lead them to where you want to go. And recently, during the fucking pandemic era, I've seen improvisers that were masters read craft that say you play to the height of their emotional intelligence, which I do not like, because our emotional intelligence hinders us. Whereas if I make a reference that's the height of my intelligence, my character's intelligence of who I'm playing, and it goes over 99% of the audience's head, it will hit one person who is at that highest level. And I almost guarantee you they will come up to me after the show, bury everybody else. They'll go, everybody in here's a fucking idiot. When you said that, they didn't know what, dude, that shit was brilliant. I'm not trying to fucking big up myself, but because I don't consider myself a guy with the it factor. I've had to work and develop everything. Even when I'm out there, I'm a chop wood, carry water performer. But when I take that Del Close parable and I apply it, and somebody comes up to me after the show, I've had that happen from my improv career through my wrestling career in the last 25 years, probably 10 to 12 times. And to have it happen once is pretty fucking remarkable. But that's when I'm truly connecting, and I don't understand with who out there, but it's going through me how I want it to, and I'm just the conduit to it. I know this all may sound weird to people, but if it gets caught like a fucking fly ball going over the fence on a home run and snagged by one person, I've done my job at the highest level, because everybody else was excluded and me and that person were on a higher plane together, as opposed to me dumbing my stuff down for the masses. I'm actually teaching them, and maybe later in hindsight on the drive home they got it, or maybe there was 20 people in the crowd who got it and they didn't come up to me, but the one person that really registered with it, really fucking, they'll remember that for a long time, I hope,
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm just going on here like that, but
yeah, I know. I think it makes a lot of sense with it.
There's just you say that parable, it just registers with me, because it takes me back to Chicago of thinking about TJ and Dave and Noah Gregoropoulos and all my other, senseis, and all those things are just kind of like branded on me, bro. Because I was in that cult for 6 years straight, like just trying to fucking absorb.
Let's talk about let's stick with Survivor Series here. Maybe some of the other booking decisions, what things that played out. Overall, the men's match, immediately a head scratcher. You've got one of the biggest, baddest collection of heels ever assembled there. I mean, That's no bread, no water, meat on that heel team there. Ass kickers all around, and you give them the advantage going in. That immediately is a little bit of a head scratcher there. We do get the emergence inside of the match of the mystery man, playing the Seth Rollins role. Maybe a little bit of intrigue about who that's going to be there. But ultimately going into this thing, Ben, again, lackluster build, lackluster interest, intrigue into this thing. I really haven't even seen a lot of people. There's not even a lot of, in the backlash, talk, hype, people excitement about what happened inside this match. I know we got a dance break right in the middle of it. And
yeah, like War Games, you're doing a dance break. Let's just stop right there. You're not taking it seriously. The name is called War Games. Fucking, what are you doing? And the other part of that too is Brock supposed to be like, oh my God, Brock Lesnar, that got blown out of the ass on Raw when he fell on his ass. Like everything going into this is an absolute rib. So they don't take it seriously. Why should I? Why should we care even a little bit of who's the fucking muscle or the bad guys? Because War Games, like I said, should have all B, C, and D storylines plus the A storyline all combined into one. Individuals coming together for their hatred or whatever it is, colliding, coming together. And there's none of that. It's just like a spot fest of but this team has these guys in the advantage. What does the advantage even mean? This match doesn't start till all guys are in the ring. Okay. So if it was me, I'd just be like, all right, then I'm going to walk around and
avoid everybody.
Avoid you until everybody gets here. It's fucking stupid, bro. Everything about it makes you feel stupid before it even starts. And then, hey, this is John Cena's last pay-per-view performance. So let's have him fucking take a code red from a girl who's 4'10", 114 pounds and sell it. Let's have everybody run in during our match. Even in the guys' match, do the who is that masked man? Is it going to be Dean Ambrose? Is it Jericho? Is it Rollins crying wolf again like he was hurt before? Who cares? It's stupid. A midget spot is dumb of what are you going to do in Cena's final weeks? This is it? You're going to have him sell for fucking girls in his match instead of letting him really make Dominic? We're going to have everybody run in, do the girls get out of here house show spot, only to have the other goofs run in and fucking bury the ref further to get their shit in. You couldn't kind of disrespect the legacy of John Cena any more than that with Dominic going over. Dominic should go over, but it should have been a real, this is me passing the torch on my way out and making this kid. Once you have all these extras running in, now Cena's a fucking goon.
Right.
Doesn't matter if he gets over on him or not. It lowers his level. They should be nowhere near ringside. In anything, they should all come out together if you got to get that over. And right away, you make the referee by making every one of them go to the back from Judgment Day. So Dominic can be like, what the fuck? All of our plans are shot. You know what I mean? And now he's got to actually do what needs to be done. And you do Eddie and Chris and fucking with John Cena's, offensive package in it and redo it and tell the stories of Cena's matches with those guys. It's not hard, but they get in their own goddamn way every single time. And even if Cena himself was calling the shots, I want to get these kids over and give them a shot, I'd be like, no, that is going to lessen your finish of how we're going to go out. And we're going to look bad. We're going to get killed online by putting them in your match. So instead they do that. They put them in the match and now everyone's like, what the fuck? Rosie Perez just gave him a code red. Dude, every move of the booking in this pay-per-view is asinine.
As you set that up here, again, continue just because now we got our next big event's going to be on the Peacock, on Saturday night's main event, the farewell match the next time, 13 days away, the final time, whatever we'll see Cena here. And whole tournament, everything up to this, continue to lose. No, going to be no payoff here. No reason to care about that except for this is the last time. No big moments being made.
No. Like, if anything, Cena goes over here, whatever, if he needed to, but instead Dom's up, right, for the belt to get the belt back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just, we love you, John, and tap the wall on the way out, which I kind of pop for because at the old Improv Olympic, every night I would leave, I would fucking give the wall tap on the Chris Farley picture, bro. Like, my fingerprints are probably all over that motherfucker half drunk most of the time. But, like, I understood what that means. I don't know if some people may. I mean, they'll get the symbolism of it, but to really understand it, that hit home with me. And the best acting we do is when we say nothing at all, and he didn't have to say anything. He did it with emotion, which I like. But with Cena going over or not going over here, it doesn't really set anything up. Like, he should have done his respect thing, and then whoever the final opponent is should have got him right there in the entryway.
Well, we don't even know that yet.
Isn't that crazy? If there was ever a time to do who is that masked man, it was there after the match, not in the fucking War Games.
Right. So in the War Games itself, too, real quick. So we got the speculation. You said the tease. Who is it? Hey, if it's Jericho, if Jericho was moving like that, God, I love him because that guy he was like a cat moving around.
Well, you don't have to. You can make it look like that, and then Jericho just gets demasked.
Which would be great to have that. You know, like the Black Scorpion thing I saw the chat talking about there. Yeah, but even a lot of people talking about Austin Theory here. What does that do? A guy from obscurity that no one cares about. You're just suddenly is going to be made into this vision, put into this vision. I get he's a future guy here, but this whole vision thing was supposed to be Braun Breaker going out on his own here, and now he is just a side piece, extra wheel.
Yeah,
that's just standing off to the side.
He did. Are you with me or are you against me for Braun? The other Braun, Bronson Reed, and then the next week he's back to the stooge for we're plugging in Logan Paul. They're just writing on the fly week to week. I mean, injuries happen and whatnot, but why? Just because Seth Rollins is injured doesn't mean he can't be a mastermind. Like, none of it has made, like, the choice from WrestleMania to have him chain Paul Heyman, go with them. Completely idiotic choice. John Cena's final run is just possibly the best example of the worst booking you could possibly do in storytelling wise, long term.
Which has been worse, the heel part or this part?
This part. Because the heel part at least was a choice and we could have stuck to our guns. But when we came back on SmackDown and in 1 week went, Cody, you beat me up so bad, you made me realize I am a good guy and I'm going to sell t-shirts now. Like, we're now you just went from A and B to C and D. And you can't ever go back. So we're stuck in C and D. Can we keep it at C level? Nope, we can't. Let's go to D. We got Rosie Perez, fucking Code Red, and John Cena. Okay. All right. And now they go, wait till you see fucking Chris Jericho's retirement tour. I'd be like, fuck that. I'm writing my whole year. Like, that'd be in the contract. I write everything. Like, because what you just did to John is embarrassing, bro. And John don't care, bro. He's you watch these sit downs and whatever where he really kind of is himself. And I've said this, with all genius, there's madness. This guy has got almost on the spectrum OCD discipline level, whether it's his physical body, business, how he tries to approach it. Like, even you catch him on the red carpet, he's saying some shit in a very esoteric, you know, Machiavellian, Freudian, like a very analyzed on a therapist couch kind of way. And with all genius, there's madness, bro. There really is. And I think even if you were not that I watched it, but like a couple clips I saw from him with Nikki in the house and like things that set him off. Yeah, he is a special case, and that makes you into a unique individual when you're in the spotlight. But outside of it, seems like a very meticulous, like almost psychopathic tendencies could be under the surface there, you know.
But for a lot of people to operate at that level, they kind of fit that personality profile. To have that level of success, man. Even like a Michael Jordan like that, man, who just, this son of a bitch didn't look at me at the restaurant. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. They're losing.
It seems very Scientologist to me of what I would imagine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But like, I don't think he's involved with it. I just think naturally his mind is kind of that way.
Reason he was so close with a Vince McMahon, who's kind of that mindset, of those personality traits. You build your world, you want to protect it, everything that comes with it here. One of the other big headlines been the last week or so since we were on the air involves Vince McMahon. And this is Bret Hart going to the live audience and saying that he did believe that Shawn had a relationship, a physical relationship with Vince McMahon. Got a huge pop from the audience. I don't know if you got to actually hear the soundbite of it, but it is absolutely hilarious because it's Bret, just in that Bret voice, about how he regularly gets things over that monotone. Very much just the perfect way, just like our own vet, that perfect delivery. You can't really tell if he's like outright joking or serious, believes it, whatever the case, but it got people talking.
Yeah, once they popped for it, he doubled and tripled down on it. It was good. Yeah, I can't wait to hear Jason Sensation next time I'm on Cafe Day Renee. And tonight I think Mike Mondo's on with him, so I can't wait to see Mikey on with old Shinzo Vincenzo.
The real national champion.
Yeah. Two good OVW brothers. Yeah, man. Sorry, I got off track there.
Talk about Vincent Shawn.
Yeah, no. I don't not believe it. Vince is sexually dysfunctional. There's plenty of other guys who came up on right next to him and have said stuff like that, whether it's Hawk or maybe it was Animal in a podcast, King Kong Bundy, Scott Hall and Nash in a meeting where Vince is telling about his first gay experience, like the Playboy interview where Vince alludes to being sexually abused at a young age by stepmother, yeah. And the entertainment business is run by carnies, queers, and addicts. And you can be addicted to drugs. You can be addicted to sexual dysfunction. You can be addicted to gambling, booze, addicted to power, addicted to spotlight is a big one. Addicted to the gym, addicted to steroids, addicted to ego. And then you can be queer because you are a performer and you don't stand out, or maybe you were abused, or maybe, you were born that way and it is what it is. And you're fine with living an alternative lifestyle. It doesn't mean I'm looking down on anybody when I say that word, but you have queer means odd habits, opposite of the mainstream majority, right? Okay. And then carnies is, how can I bilk somebody out of their money and get a power pleasure off of that? I can't believe I just made $5 by slapping you in the fucking face. You're an idiot. Like, I will use your own addiction to social media and fucking what is it when you want the opposite outcome in psychology? Reverse psychology, to get you to take $5 out of your fucking wallet. So I slap you in the face and make sure you say that's what you want on camera. Like, that is as carny as I can fucking make it, my guy. Like, that is crazy. So I'm an addict for a lot of those things. Spotlight, power, being a leader, getting over on people and fucking making them upset, weed, like all those things, bro. The queer part, I guess I don't have much affliction to, you know. I guess.
You can't click all the boxes, I guess, huh?
Yeah, and some people are just one, some people are usually all three. So most people are two, and some are all three. And Vince McMahon is absolutely all three, right? So if it goes back to the boy toy who's in Playgirl, you think who's buying more Playgirls, guys, gay guys, or fucking straight girls?
You know what? I don't think I've ever met or seen or heard about girls going and getting
Exactly.
the dude spank rag.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I do have a fucking redheads are my thing for sure.
But obviously, but I think, you know, if there was a physical thing, probably not. Who knows there? But there was an obsession, like you said, where Vince was living vicariously through Shawn at that. I mean, because even look at all the stuff he let him get away with. He wasn't that great of a drawing champ at the time. You know, he would go against the booking. I lost my smile. I got to go home. He was troublesome. He caused a lot of trouble in that locker room. Broke, you know, the number one rule, and out there got his ass kicked in public, which would get you run out of fired from most territories back then. But he's given those passes there. So there was something that Vince saw that he wanted to experience through
He's
Shawn.
supposed to be a male stripper, right? Yep. Like he's Chippendales. Like, yeah, all that leads to let me put my dick in your mouth and I'll give you a fucking push to Intercontinental Champion. I guess, you know, like, and, you know, Brett can be sour grapes even now. So there's, you know, still some of that in there, but that's what people want to laugh it off as fans. But like, this is the real, when you got Pat Patterson, this guy's got 19 NDAs. Maybe Shawn's one of them, you know, like just because you say 19 NDAs doesn't mean that they're all women. Like there's plenty of weird shit going on with Vince McMahon. He's still married to Linda in 2025. They haven't probably been together since 2012, I've heard. So what is even that about?
Oh, I thought it was even longer than that, you know, since he's been out in the pool house.
Could be, you know, like it doesn't stop with the sexual dysfunction, but when everybody's a billionaire and they got to hold this fucking shit together to finally sell out for how much money does it take? Well, it doesn't matter at that time because you've put so many skeletons in the closet, the doors falling over. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be everywhere. You can't hold the dam back for everywhere, bro. It's just not going to happen. So did him and Shawn do some shit? It's highly possible and probable, bro. Why not? Is Brett, you know, unfounded? I mean, there's no proof, but this is the entertainment biz, Briz. This is the way shit goes. And it goes right to back what Becky Lynch was trying to say and bury somebody from when? 2014?
I'm not sure when she was talking about. So,
yeah. So that person's on the list to get canceled. Unless it's Johnny Ace, who's already got kind of diplomatic immunity.
I heard it was Sonya Deville.
Might be. Wouldn't that be a good swerve?
Like, let's say you could pay off the story, and the man she's talking about's her. She's the man that you had to sleep with to get ahead.
Yeah, I had sex with myself.
That's how Seth got ahead. He didn't get blacklisted.
Yeah, but it does raise about 4 or 5 suspects, right? And all those guys got something to lose, and all eyes are already on because of the Vince and Shawn allegation from Brett. And then she comes out to get her shit in on this show. Of course, how are you feeling at TKO right now, dude? To be honest with you, I would let her go.
I would be furious with her.
Her contract's got to be way up here. And what after you've seen the fucking 1984 stepping on her face spot that's cringeworthy all over the fucking Twitter feed, what value does she have, especially if she's out here saying that shit? And why would you do that if Ari is your guy who's going to rep you in Hollywood and get you these possible deals? Like, that's it's not like she's part of the tribe.
Well, in her mind, they're thinking, well, that's the old regime. Well, It's still the brand. And by the way, the guy that's leading the new regime was still there in a high spot of power, Triple H.
The guy
So
who's got his name at the fucking underneath Triple H's name at the executive producer credits is the guy who got thumped out of ESPN for making lewd sexual comments and shit.
I think it's interesting what you say there to make a big enough statement and to show everyone here this is big time business. You're not over here. Fire her ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make that statement right now. You think you're over? We made
You ain't over.
You're out of here.
Yeah.
Go do the Sasha Banks thing where you think you're over and you get the money mark Tony Khan to give you a huge contract, but you're not doing shit to get anything over there. You're not bigger than this business. That would be a major statement.
Dude, when they did the goofy ass jump off the top with the garbage can, and like her face, like the acting,
It was so bad.
It was so bad, bro. It was so.
What was even worse was
bad.
AJ trying to hand the garbage can up to her.
Yeah, like all that shit is like, it's like I'm supposed to go, yeah, the women's stuff is great, and I'm watching that. I go, I can't. I'm done. I can't do this. I will not. You know what else fucking got me too? I don't know. It was his kid, I gotta believe it was, is after Cena loses, right to the corner to dap up what looks like didn't look like a Make-A-Wish kid. I'm pretty sure it was Nick Khan standing right there afterwards. Because Nick, if it is, so it's Nick Khan's son loves John Cena. Can't believe he loses. John's like, I'll sign for you in the back. Like that Cena has to go over and put over Nick Khan's fucking kid, bro. I think it was. I may be wrong here, but I think that's what happened.
I have to go look at it again. I skipped around on it. I had zero interest to watch this thing this weekend. There was so much more entertainment, even from from sports entertainment with characters and storytelling inside of college and NFL football this weekend. So WWE, none of my interest here. Yeah. But before we get out of here, Ben, hey, you've got it there in your username, your login name here today. There is the people debate there about Paul shoving that kid during his exit that came out. Your thoughts on that? So for those of you that are out there, they're exiting there. It is a rushed exit, and a kid, what do we think? Maybe teenage years, 13, 14?
Yeah, probably 13, 14.
Comes up on Paul, and Paul quickly just pushes him off. A double shove. Your thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, what do we know about these kids? Everybody's always like, the kids. I'm like, have you talked to that kid? Maybe he's a fucking asshole and needs to get shoved.
Hey, these gangs out here, they're training the kids to do the jobs because they know they're not going to they ain't going to prison. They just going to juvie. Send somebody in, you're gonna strap a bomb to somebody, put it on the kid.
I think it's just that Heyman is a 80s, 90s guy, and we're not changing for nobody, bro. So the heat is definitely on security for him getting by two security guys who just sat there and watched it happen. The kid is an excited kid. I don't think he's anybody dangerous, but whatever.
He might have been a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he just seems like
he looked like a normal kid. Just he just loves wrestling.
Just a 13, 14-year-old who says 6'7" all the time, and you want to stomp his fucking chest in. Like, he probably is a hormone fucking idiot.
He might have been yelling 6'7" coming at Paul.
He might have. Yeah. Like, he probably does need a fucking 2x4 upside the head adjustment and to do about 1,000 push-ups. Like, but that's what every 13, 14-year-old is. I was just as much of a dumb fuck too. So Paul shoving him, I could easily go, in 2025, you can't do that. Dude, like I said, I'm a Gen X 90s guy. If you ran up on somebody and grabbed them, if you grabbed Mike Tyson in 1991, good luck to you. Like, what might happen to you, right? Like, you better know your boundary, man. Like, and if not, then fucking get tossed. But these kids have been given everything from an iPad to a participation trophy and told that little Claxton and Hunter can do no wrong in their lives. And everybody is their fucking supporting character and they're the main character in their story. No, fucking you fuck around, get shoved on your ass, and you ain't suing nobody. And everyone's like, they should sue him. They should sue, dude. Like, fuck that kid. Paul Heyman is a monster heel. The heat's on security for sure in-house, but at the same time, if you came up, what's Paulie supposed to do while he's stomping off? Go, oh, hey, kid, yeah, I'll give you an autograph. Like, no, fuck you. Get out of my face. Go talk to my attorney. And Paul Heyman will never have to deal with it. And in fact, Paul would countersue him if this was in gimmick or even not in gimmick for that kid assaulting him because that kid put hands on him first.
That's the very Jew thing to do.
Yeah. Like, why not play into it? It's not like he can't go to synagogue and fucking ask one of his 5 best friends to represent him for fucking pro bono just to put it on him, and it'll make him a bigger heel. So I pop for that shit. Is it a liability? Possibly. Does Paul Heyman going to suffer? Not even a little bit. You probably could have flipped a fucking paraplegic kid out of his wheelchair afterwards and still gotten away with it if he needed to, bro. So really, fuck that kid. Fuck most teenagers in general as far as them thinking they know anything. And I'm tired of bad parenting not being blamed for shit.
Now I need a T-shirt that says I'm old, I'm tired, and fuck that kid.
Yeah, fuck that kid, bro.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah, I love fucking being at the merch table with any age from like 8 to like 20. You know, 8 to 18.
Did you ever have to turn away any adolescents that wanted to get slapped?
When they get to that kid's age, they're not scared of you anymore, and they want to come up and like, oh, I want to fucking have I turned away adolescents? Yeah, the kids who weren't 18. There's been like 15, 16-year-olds who wanted to like prove it in front of their buddies, you know, wouldn't do it. But when they're in that 10 to 14 age where you can't put hands on them, you just want to fucking mash their face in because they're not scared, you know what I mean? And they do it, but then I can easily just get under their skin because they're not going to outwit me. So I just start going in on all the stuff, you know, that I know will get them going. So yeah, dude, I say Paul Heyman they should actually start getting kids to plant for Paul Heyman to push down.
I would say that, or like have like a Heyman mobile, like a Paul mobile instead of the Pope mobile, where they got like the shield around him, so
can't get to him, right?
Yeah,
or do his own Jerry Lewis telethon for Heyman's kids. You know,
yes, that would be perfect for the holiday. Heyman's kids.
Yeah.
I'm a Heyman guy, I'm a Heyman's kid.
Yeah. At least Frank, you're at least a good parent, man, because your kids are always respectful and want to do whatever, but like when they come up to the table and they're trying to get in your face and you just want to blast a kid like that, just start booting them. I understand completely what Heyman did right there. So I'm down with it. I think there isn't enough corporal punishment on kids getting their ass whipped, know the boundary lines.
I don't like it. One of my favorites for you, the show that you did out here with us, when a kid yelled at you, "You have sex with your mom," and you just snapped around like, "I have sex with your mom too."
Yeah, that's an easy. Like that's exactly what I mean, right? Like they're gonna say some wild shit.
The kid was like 9 years old.
Yeah, but what did I say in the beginning of the show? Thank you. He said, "Here you go, Red Ball. I have sex with your mom." Thank you, Red Ball. I have sex with your mom.
I even remember we were sitting at the sound station, sitting hard cam over at the sound area, and the segment before you came out, they did a happy birthday. They sang happy birthday to this kid. I remember Beast just sitting there laughing, shaking his head, and he's like, "I hope to God Ben didn't hear that in the back. This kid's gonna get lit up when he comes out."
Canceling birthdays is one of the best things, like especially after I hear that it goes off and they get put over and then come out and let them have it.
I just remember looking over Beast is like hysterically laughing. Like, I hope Ben didn't hear that. This poor kid's going to get eaten alive.
Yeah, I remember when show we did in London, Kentucky at the Optimist Club, and there was like a whole 30 kids there for this kid's birthday. And I annihilated him after they did the birthday celebration. The boys were popping huge on that, and the kid was fucking destroyed in front of his whole. They were all so mad afterwards. Anything we did, all the little kids when we fucking finally lost, they were going ballistic, bro. And we might have been against the mobile homers too, to be honest with you. That's why he knows that show is forever ingrained.
So then once we get to the point where instead of people just being oh my God, I can't believe, once we get to the payoff where the babies go over.
Yeah, once babies go over, they're made, bro.
Now it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yes, because I knew that was going down. Not that I knew it was going down. All I have to hear is happy birthday, and happy birthday, Justin. This whole party's elegant. Yeah, fucking A. Nope, give me that mic, dog. Justin, your birthday has just been canceled. I love the when Christian, your dad's dead. I almost did it at 2CW. I did I would say bury Jack Trades, because I did actually bury him. Boom. But everything does a USA thing, and I do the snap and EBT, and I keep winning and winning and winning. Do some Donald Trump line, and all of my enemies have been destroyed. Well, at the last show, Jack Trades went over on me, and they were super pumped about it. Right. And now Jack Trades has passed away from cancer. And it was the biggest part missing from 2CW. So for me to not say something, now I'm not being true to what I need to do. And me saying something is because I love Trades.
Right. It's
and I want him to be on the show. And I cleared it with his son, before I did it. And as soon as I said it, the air gets sucked out of the room, bro. And then I go to the back after the segment, and Slick Wagner Brown, who I have ultimate respect for, really the locker room leader of 2CW in a lot of ways. He's like, bro, you can't be saying Trade's name like that. He's like, I watched everybody just go out right there. He's like, he's like, no, he didn't just do that. Like I talked about earlier, if I get to one person, and I didn't know Slick was watching, but that got to him, right? At a very high level. But he also knows that it's a terrible thing, but it needs to be done in order to tribute to him through my character the right way. So play to the height of your intelligence, and Ben Hameen is the most evil. What's the most evil thing you could do except taunt the most beloved baby face who died of cancer in my segment, right? It's
all
terrible.
right, man. There we go. Ben, anything else you want to hit on? To me, that's a good close right there, man.
Shout out Jack Trades, man. What do I want to close on? No, man, it's the Monday Locker Room. Great talk, a lot of controversy, but this wrestling shit is not getting even remotely close to getting better. And
it's getting difficult though. It's sad because you want to be excited about it, you want to tune in, you want to look forward to it, and it's beyond difficult.
Yeah, I'm really thinking I'm about to join Russo, to be honest with you, bro. Because I have too many creative things that I could be dedicating my time and energy to, and to waste it on 2 generations behind me in this business who think that they're over, or think that they're doing this, or want to bury Stevie Richards. And then you watch Ricochet's fucking angle on AEW with the country singer in the crowd, and again, it's D-level acting.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal.
I made it through 10 minutes of Dynamite.
No, but then I'm supposed to be get tweets sent to me where he's burying Stevie. The guy's a joke. I don't care how many flips you can fucking do. You can't entertain. You have no idea how to connect with the audience. Everything you do looks contrived. It looks like you plan out your promos, like you plan out your matches. You have no idea how to exist in the moment. You have no idea how to talent handle a celebrity. That apparently Logan Paul pulled one out of you, but whatever this is in these little pull aparts looks worse than most indie shows that I've seen. So apparently being a spot guy, you never had to do the vice principal disc jockey spot on the show. but that comes with practice too, and knowing how to work with somebody who's not in this business. So
those are the spots I'd want.
Yeah, me too. And well, he's got it now, and he showed that apparently he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing or talking about out there most of the time.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I do shout out though to Stevie this morning when I was getting up doing some stuff, moving around. I actually had Stevie Richards clips playing in as I was doing my stuff there, man. A lot of great content that he's putting out over there. Go listen to it. And hey, about a shout out to Mr. Russo. The big episode dropped. I know he's out there. He's excited. I've seen some good numbers on it. I'm going to check that out probably this evening when I should be watching Raw.
Yeah, I've got that up as well on my YouTube channel right now. So I'll definitely keep checking out those Juggalo JCW shows on YouTube. Get the numbers up, get the likes up. Everything that's being put out on Russo brand as well. More great clips this week across the board. And yeah, it's HMG, man. We're going into the new year. So, you know, don't let any of the bullshit get you down as far as you got to spend this much or there's, you know, everything that's got to be done, man. Just spend time with your family and friends and really enjoy it. At 2CW, I really felt great about that. And I want to say, to take it home here, I lost a friend of mine this week, Joe Rulli, who I went to high school with. Joe, absolutely one of those guys that lit up the room, and like, you know, you could always kind of see the inner child in him most of the time. And we reconnected him and my guy Buck Adams, Bob Smith, came to a lot of Immortal shows and would make signs and just love everything I was doing, man, and supported me so much, and is an original, you know, dude from my childhood, and just passed away in his sleep the other night, man, age 48 years old, the night after Thanksgiving. So you never know when it's going to be somebody you care about, or it's going to be or it's going to be you, you know? So the most important thing is to let people know how much you love them, care about them, respect them, are inspired by them, and to try and make a moment with them or be part of the scene painting in the moment of what they're doing. Like I look forward to this Thursday with TJ and Dave, because you only get so many trips around the sun in this motherfucker, man, and try and make the most of it for yourself and those around you, and be available for people when they need you, because cryptocurrency or fucking whatever else doesn't mean shit at the end of the day, bro. You're not going to be able to take it with you. So live in the now and try and carry that through the holidays, I guess, man, you know, and definitely just appreciate Joe for reconnecting and supporting me and being in my life, man. And we're all going to go through that. I'm not going to be here someday, and hopefully you guys say that crazy bastard spoke some truth to me, you know? So whatever it is, man, enjoy it in moderation. So y'all, but thank you, Rick. I enjoy being here with you today, my guy.
Absolutely. Thank you for being that fake Muslim guy. That still popped me from last week. Someone dropped that audio. Just shout out, man. Very heartfelt words there, Ben. Sorry about your loss there. Just keep, carry on that spirit, everybody out there. Coming up tomorrow, I'm going to be over on Turnbuckle Talk with Carl Karofeld, talking some more pro wrestling, spreading the good word of the Hameen Media Group. So please check that out. Be greatly appreciated. And a lot of good things coming here this December.
Yeah, man. I'll be at Ravens Joint. You guys need me. Nonstop sales through the new year, I'm sure. But we'll be checking in tomorrow. Russo Brand Raw SmackDown review and Master Shoot Theater. So I look forward to all that. I'm Paul E. Shovakid, and this is OHIO.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Sometimes, but here we are. Y'all infidels, have a good one.